Right guys, so in this video I'm just going to explain a little bit about where I am, what I'm doing, and what projects are going on at the minute, because there's quite a bit going on and that's taking a lot of money obviously to try and fund either keeping everything on the road or just fixing everything that I've broken. So let's get into it. I'll explain more about the M-oneeleven further on in the video. So project number one is the smart car. So I've got a bit of welding on the rear wheel arch and the front wheel arch. The rear wheel arch has a knuckle-sized hole in it. The front wheel arch has a hole about that sort of size in it, and I need to change the exhaust for a standard exhaust. It's got a standard exhaust, but I need a new one because the other one, the end has literally rotted out of it. This car has been in a really poor environment. I suspect it's been a coastal car with the corrosion on it. And I need to have a look at the steering rack as well. Maybe the seat belts, it might need new ones. Once it's gone through an MOT, I've got a motorcycle can to put on it. Now my last smart car actually had a motorcycle can on it, and I'll try and clip in a picture of that. And then once that's done, it's pretty much it. I'm not going to go crazy on this car. It's just pretty much a winter hack. It's cheap to run, does what I need it to do. It's mainly just for saving pennies. So next project is the XT. So the XT, I need to get back on the road again, MOT, but all it should really need is a horn. I've got a bit of carb work to do. It's been standing a year and a half and it fired straight up after standing for that long, so I can't complain at that. It's a great little bike. It's just a bit underpowered for my size and weight. These are more suited to either mild adventure riders, people of a shorter stature, but if you're learning to trail ride off-road, these are a great starter bike, and then you can go up from this to something like a 450. That's, to me, the sort of ideal CC for a proper trail bike. It's nice and lightweight, but it's got the grunt. But anyway, I'm going to be putting this one back on the road. The not such a project, Ninja, look at it, looking beautiful in this light. Unfortunately, this is done. So the engine's got noisy on it. I accelerated, rolled off, and we got a daka noise, and it doesn't appear to be the timing chain tensioner. In this case, it's something more sinister, I believe. So that means that this bike is going to be sold. It's going to be sold as a running project, but with a noisy engine, because it fires up straight away every time. Don't know how. It sounds like it's got great compression. It's just, I think one of the bearings is like, it could be something else. Unfortunately, I've tried to dig into it a bit, and this bike's nearly done 50,000 miles, so nothing really wants to come off of it, and that's posing a bit of a problem when you're trying to work on it. But yeah, this bike is going to be going, unfortunately, and that's a real shame because I can't really better this bike. I think at the moment the most reliable thing I own is this lawnmower. Over here we have the S-Class wheels. That's right, I said S-Class because that's back. So I've got the rears done and on. I've just got to get, well, I'm waiting on the tyres to turn up for these front ones, and then they're getting slapped on. I have some 2mm spacer shims for backside, 33mm bolts, and they should go on. Hopefully clearance okay, they appeared to, but we really won't know until there's tyres on. And I will go outside shortly and show you the S-Class. On that note, let's head outside. So we're out here and we've got the Mini sat on the driveway. This isn't going to be used anymore. This car is getting sold because it's caused me so much suffering in the time that I've owned it, and the fact that I've ended up going back to the car that I got rid of for this car it's just funny how things go full circle. So basically I am going to sell this car, recoup what I can from it. It's not a bad looking car, it's a nice enough thing, but it just cannot do what I want a car to do. It's too small, it's awkward to work on, they're not the most reliable of things, so I'm just going to let it go to a new home and, like I say, try and recoup some of the money back and just move forward with my life and other vehicles. And we have the S-Class out here now, just chilling, back to using Old Faithful. Now I've got the rear wheels on it and they're looking way better than the factory ones on the front. Really don't like the look of those factory ones, so these look a lot cleaner, and I've got the fitment just about right on them. Can't really get much better than that. Now come around the other side, this side's poking slightly more because I need to do an alignment on it, but other than that the S-Class is back with us and it's here to stay this time. But I've got some welding to do on the rear sill. One of the jacking points went through, I think it's that one that's rusted through, so I've got body work to do on that. I was going to do body work anyway. I've got the doors, that door's got a massive crease in it. Could do with a new one really, but I'm going to see what I can do with it. And other than that, hopefully this thing's going to just go straight through an MOT and not have to worry about that. But it's going to look so much better when it's got the front wheels on to match it. So yeah, full circle on that one. And then we come back inside to the engine area, which is still looking sad and sorry for itself. And this is the biggest thing that's annoying me at the moment. And the Mini and the Smart car are partially to blame for this. So, and just me and my finances. So we've got the engine still on the stand here. I'm still doing research and that, trying to figure this out. The biggest problem I've got here is funding everything. So I'm at the point now where I could monetize the channel for members, so a monthly subscription, but the problem I've got there is I can't really offer you guys anything in return for paying for to be a member, and that's a big problem that I've got, as well as sort of like Patreon. I can't offer exclusive access to any unseen content because it's a struggle just to try and make content as it is with the time that I've got. Normally I've only got 1.5 days per week free, and obviously I've got a family as well. I spend time with them and I want to do stuff with them. I've got the M104 crankshaft on there, which is the, can't even remember at this point. That is looking a bit messed up now. This needs polishing again anyway. I want to get another head. I want to get a Evo head and do the pre-Evo, post-Evo comparisons, and also see whether I can put a post-Evo head on this engine, which would be awesome if I could, because the flow characteristics are so much better, the valves are better, and just in general the Evo head seems better. But for a more stout bottom end, you want the pre-Evo bottom end. So that's more stout. They didn't really weaken them that much with the Evo variations, but there's just subtle little differences between them. So bottom end wise, this is the pre-Evo is the strongest one. Right, so obviously I know you guys want to see this, but the biggest problem I've got at the minute is my finances, and I don't want to overstretch myself. I've got to keep the vehicles that I use on a daily basis on the road. I've got to get rid of the vehicles that aren't being used anymore to try and balance out my finance, because I'm on a very fine line at the moment and I don't want to cross that line and end up in financial dire straits. So the biggest thing for me is just trying to make sure that I keep financially stable, and unfortunately this is a hobby, so this has to wait. If I need stuff for the cars or the bikes to get me to work so I can keep a roof over my head, that's obviously going to be more important. So with that said, I am looking at ways I can make the channel sort of pay for itself, but we're still a small channel. I do get ads on my videos, but they're not monetized at the moment, and that's unfortunate, but I need to get to 4,000 watch hours before I can actually monetize those ads. I can set up a members thing, but again, as I was explaining, I'm not hugely keen on doing that because I can't offer any exclusive content, which is the same issue with Patreon. A few of you have offered donations, which is fantastically generous. The only thing that bothers me about that is obviously with issues with time between working on the projects, working on the engine. I don't get a lot of time to be able to do that. So it's as and when I can get in here and do things. Obviously family comes first in that, but I just want to try and give you guys a bit of understanding that I haven't given up on this. I won't give up on this. But it's just been one of those things where when life gives you lemons, it's given me the whole lemon plantation at the moment. So obviously with the S-Class we've come full circle, we've got that again. That's a great car. Like any W220, it has its silly little issues, like the temp gauge just flipped right round, but it always had that, and it keeps lowering itself. Unfortunately, airmatic issues don't scare me at all. They used to daunt me when I had my first S-Class, but not now. And then obviously once Mini's gone, Ninja's gone, I'll get myself more financially stable, and hopefully we can start investing in some parts to get on with this thing. Like I say, again, that cylinder head, I really want to get an Evo cylinder head so we can do a comparison on that. All I do at the minute is if I'm working on something, if I'm working on a smart car, I'll make a video. If I'm working on the S-Class, I'll make a video. If I'm working on either of the bikes, I'll make a video. If I'm working on Mini, I'll make a video. And that's because I enjoy making the videos. I enjoy making content, editing it. It's not always top quality. It's never top quality. But I make do with what I've got. I'll have to use my phone now for pretty much everything because the DJI cameras, the app, it just doesn't work half the time. So I've got a lot of fairly expensive cameras that I can't use. Thank you DJI, that's really useful. But they are old now. They're like 8 years old now, if not older. So I'm doing my best with what I've got. I appreciate you guys sticking around to watch what I do. The smart car videos, for some reason, are actually staying as the most viewed on the channel, which I didn't expect, to be fair. But if there's a fair few of you on the channel that like the smart car content, there will be more of that. We are going to get some odd jobs done on the S-Class as well, with MOT time coming up, and I'm just trying to get on my feet again and get this mess that Mini caused. That Mini has caused all of this, so that's kind of ironic. But anyway, like, subscribe, share, check out the other channels on the video if you check out the other videos on the channel if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.